Okay, good morning, everybody. I have 9 a.m. by the time on my computer. This is Mary Page Adams, and we are calling the special telephonic meeting to order. Today is Thursday, April 12th, 2018. I believe I have Commissioners Evans and Principal on the line. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's right.
Okay, and do I have Commissioner Kathy on the line? Okay, Stephen or Nancy, my understanding was that Commissioner Kathy was going to be able to join us on the call. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Let me ask, Nancy,
Okay.
why don't you, or
Chris is already gone.
Chris is already gone. We've got someone going to see if we can reach him on a separate line just to see what's going on.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. Then, since we do have a quorum, why don't we do this? Why don't we move item number 6, which should actually be item number 3 on the agenda, to item number 2. Go ahead and have the report of the executive secretary, so as not to delay. Is everybody okay with that change in the agenda?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Commissioners Evans and Craig and Bull, does that work for you all?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, works for me.
Okay. All right. And before we go ahead and get started, if everyone who is on the line, besides myself and the other 2 commissioners, could introduce themselves for purposes of the minutes, that would be great.
Okay, I'll start.
We'll start with the folks that are in the room with Mr. Ritter.
Okay, and I'll start. This is Stephen Ritter, the Executive Secretary.
This is Bethany Wetzel, Deputy Executive Secretary.
This is Robert Lane, Deputy Executive Secretary.
Nancy Sandberg, Legal Secretary.
Maria Bazile, Director of Communications.
And that's it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Is there anyone else on the line? Okay. It sounds like some folks are just now joining or just have dropped.
This is
Anybody just
Christian.
joined? All right. Hello, Christian. Good morning. We are just now getting started. So Mr. Fuller has just joined us on the line. And is there anybody else? And it sounds like we just added someone else. So who else has just joined? Okay. All right. All right, then, since we're still waiting on Commissioner Kathy, let's go ahead and move then to item report of the Executive Secretary, Mr. Ritter.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And of course, I'll try to be very brief. But things in overview are going, I think, pretty well here at the Commission. Staff issues have settled down. We've certainly been working with some new staff to improve some of our functions. And started to take some aggressive actions on improving some of our computer services. And there are a number of different areas where, we're taking sort of individual initiatives to try to get things to improve in the way that our functionality goes. But I will tell you that overall, I think that we're seeing some success. And hopefully overall, we've had a very successful period that has just ended with the qualifications of candidates to run this year. We're very involved in that because we have declarations of intent, and during the campaign season it's much more active for us, but so far I think it's going very well. And I credit the staff with that. Let me provide some initial numbers on things that are going on this year. We've received 33 waiver requests this year. 10 of those are currently still open, and the amount of the waivers that have been granted, and we have very strict criteria for when waivers are granted, is $88,225. I will mention those criteria briefly, and that is that the initial review of waivers comes through our office, and they're ultimately signed off on by me after Deputy Executive Secretary Wetzel reviews them. And we don't just grant waivers because we like somebody. We grant them only if someone can show a hardship, as the law requires, that would have prevented them from being able to file on time. Nonetheless, if we see a legitimate hardship, we're going to grant those. So 23 have been granted roughly this year. As far as cases, we currently have 23 cases that are currently remaining open, or excuse me, there are 23 collection cases at the AG's office. We've closed by consent order 164 cases and administrative dismissal 71 cases. Since July 1st, 2014, we've closed 238 cases. So that's moving forward pretty quickly. The last time we met, I discussed the fact that we were extending our audits to cover the large races in the state just by fiat, so that all large races got an audit rather than just relying on the haphazard possibility that some candidates might be audited and some not. And that's proceeding pretty well. Of course, the audits can't actually be completed until after the race is completed, because the final campaign finance reports aren't filed until after that time. But City of Atlanta is very close to being finished at this point, and there will be some results that will be announced on that soon. As far as the office goes, I could tell you that we are finally in a stable position, and I'm happy to see that. We are changing our human resources person up at SAO, but overall that's going pretty well. We're hiring one more position, which will be an IT person to assist us with IT, in addition to the IT person we have. As far as legislation goes, we drafted and put a lot of effort at the beginning of the legislative session into proposed legislation. We had a very reputable and competent representative to carry that for us, named Wendell Willard. But Mr. Willard unfortunately decided that he had to retire this year, and so he did not introduce the legislation. The fact of the matter is, we can function without the legislation. It doesn't change our ability to function. It only improves a number of things, and some of them I think are critical things. So what you will see over the next 2 meetings after this are some proposals that we're going to have as to how to address local filing issues, because that's where the primary concerns are that we have. The least efficient way to do it is being done right now by the practice we inherited, and so we're going to seek to change that. Last year we had a regulation we proposed that was tabled based on opposition from the Georgia Municipal Association. I don't think we will need to revisit that regulation per se. We've got some alternatives to go around that, but to still address the local filing problems. I recently met with the Georgia election officials of Georgia and discussed this with them. It was a very large meeting, about 600 people, and I could tell you there was overwhelming support to do this. So anyway, that's where we are on things, and let me conclude my report and pass it over to our consent orders, but unless there are any questions, of course.
Great. Any questions from any of the commissioners?
Not from
Thank
Dennis.
you, Ms. Okay.
Not from Dennis, Kathy.
Yay, Dennis! I'm glad you're on the line. Welcome.
Yeah, I've been here a while.
Excellent, excellent. So Commissioner Kathy has joined us. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ritter, and we're glad you're actually doing better. We know you were very sick the last meeting we had, so we're glad you're glad the flu has left your household. So, okay, so we'll move back now to the consent orders. Now that Commissioner Kathy is on the line, and let's take 2017-0218 PC in the matter of Vicki G. Decker. I believe that is yours, Ms. Wetzel.
It is, Chair. This is the matter of Vicki Decker, case number 2017-0218 PC. This was a late fee collection case. Ms. Decker is a member of the Effingham County Board of Education. She's been a member since 2012, since before then actually. The last time she campaigned for office was in 2016, and she was reelected then. The allegation is that she failed to timely file her July 1st, 2017 personal financial disclosure statement in violation of OCGA section 21-5-50. She has since filed her PFDS, and during the time that the PFDS was due, she had some personal issues come up. Once she also received the notice, she attempted to pay the fine, but she attempted to pay it at the local level, which is not appropriate. It's supposed to be paid with us. In light of those facts and circumstances, I have recommended that she only be responsible for paying the late fee instead of imposing a civil penalty. So holding in this matter is that she agrees to pay $125 in late filing fees to the commission for filing that personal financial disclosure statement late.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Wetzel. Do I have a motion to accept the consent order of Vicki G. Decker?
Yeah, before the motion, I just want to state for the record again that this is Jamie, and I previously recused myself from this case.
Okay. All right. So you're recusing and not voting.
Dennis Kathy moves that the consent order be approved.
All right. I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all right, it is accepted. All right, moving on to item B, 2017-0217 PC in the matter of Troy K. Alford. Mr. Lane, that's yours.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Commissioners. Before you is case number
Good morning, Mr. Lane.
Before you have case number 2017-0217 PC in the matter of Mr. Troy K. Alford. Mr. Alford is the District 2 School Board member for the Effingham County Board of Education. Mr. Alford was elected to that office on May 24th, 2012. His case came to us by way of a referral from the local election superintendent, letting us know that the gentleman had outstanding late fees. There are 7 separate violations of the Campaign Finance Act that we have alleged. We have alleged 5 violations of Section 21-534, and that Mr. Alford failed to file his June 30th, 2013, December 31st, 2013, December 31, 2016, January 31, 2017, and June 30th, 2017 campaign contribution disclosure reports. We've also alleged 2 violations of Section 21-550, in that Mr. Alford failed to file his personal financial disclosure statements for calendar years 2015 and 2016. Mr. Alford has subsequently filed all of those reports, both with the local filing superintendent as well as with our office. In resolving this case, Mr. Alford has agreed to pay a civil penalty in the amount of $1,125 and late fees in the amount of $875. That gives you a total penalty and fee balance of $2,000. Mr. Alford will also be paying this $2,000 balance in equal monthly installments of $200 beginning on April 1, 2018 and continuing on the first of each month thereafter. We have included an acceleration clause contained within this, so if Mr. Alford's more than 15 days past due, the Commission has the right to accelerate the amounts due and payable immediately with statutory interest. And if I remember correctly, he has mailed in his first payment, so he's good to go.
Okay, fantastic. All right, then I'm assuming, Commissioner Craignible, are you recusing on the vote of this one as well?
That's correct.
Okay, all right, fantastic. All right, then, do I have a motion to accept the consent order in the matter of Troy K. Alford?
So moved, Kathy.
Okay, I will second it then. All right, all in favor? Aye.
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 All right, fantastic. It passes then. Wonderful, thank you. Okay, now we're moving down to public comments. Do we have any comments from the public today?
There is no public in our offices on this meeting, so I don't think so.
Okay, is there any, okay, I don't think is there any public on the line that would like to comment? Okay, all right. hearing none, then we will stand adjourned, and I have 9:15 by my watch. So thank you, everyone, and appreciate it, and have a fantastic day.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.